ஊட்டி இட்டி வச்சிருக்க. ஓகேவா?
Hey guys, welcome back to us.
Energy overflowing. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hey guys,
welcome back to us.
Danton, ஒழுங்கா சொல்லுடா.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So this is yet another episode of our love story. All the seriousness begins here. So today what are we going to tell them about?
So last video we spoke about all the meeting with your parents. So this time after meeting her parents and after all the background check and after successfully passing to a certain level, I went back to my home and tried to convince my parents because her parents were showing so much of interest and they're actually moving forward in our relationship.
They were not showing interest, but they were actually, at least trying to talk to him and not cut him off.
And I know my parents love me so much and I know that I'm the only son, so I had that advantage. So I thought somehow there should be some way I should be able to convince them. So looking at all the things that her parents were doing for her, I thought like maybe my parents can do a little bit more. And I tried to go and convince, but that again backfired on me. It actually ripped them. They were so heartbroken that I was not listening to them because I always listen to everything they say. I was always obedient. Both my parents are teachers, so they never had a revolting child. They always remember me as a good obedient boy, and all of a sudden when it comes to this, I didn't want them to choose for me because my college, my school, everything, they gave me options of course, but it was their choice basically. So I didn't want to marry the girl. I know they do a good job if they given the chance to choose a girl for me, but I wanted that to be my decision. I wanted that to be my choice and my life after that, right? So this was my call and I didn't want my parents to do it for me. I wish they supported me, but maybe they were right in their own way. So what happened was they wanted to change my opinion very badly. They wanted to start a fight. They wanted to revolt against
Yeah, they
it.
didn't try to, talk it out with him. They didn't try to help him. Or they could have even tried to, be a little more soft and, slyly pull him out. I don't know, if I was a parent, I would have behaved like that with my child. But they were pretty straightforward. They said, no, we are not interested in this. This is not working out. You better cut this off.
I did get an offer. They did try, with all the sweetness and all that. I did get an offer to get my own bike.
Really? And his mom would make delicious food for him. 1 kg of chicken curry and 2 kgs of prawn pickle. And his mom cooks really well. And whenever he goes to Andhra, he'll eat so much, especially non-veg, since he loves non-veg. But after eating all that, he'll go back to square one. He'll say, no mama, I want this girl only. She'll get so irritated.
So I did put them through a lot. They did not expect this. They expected an obedient boy. They thought they could. I love them so much and I would easily be convinced by them. I'll listen to everything.
It came as a shocker to them. They really didn't expect him to be so adamant because he was not like that all his life.
So she expected, Danton, you told me that all the problem is going to be on my side and your side. Your parents are cool about it and they'll easily say yes and you won't have any trouble.
I accepted his proposal and I was only thinking about my parents. I was only concerned about my side during our dating days, during the proposal and all that, only because he was assuring me and reassuring me that his side is going to be a piece of cake and everything will be as smooth as ever and there won't be any problems at all. But I was like, what are you telling me now? Your parents are not accepting, so what to do now?
So one day what happened, my mother totally lost it. She called her mother and she blasted her over the phone and all that. I think she was shocked because she didn't expect
my mom was shocked, but
the parents never met. So I didn't know that my mother called, but then that happened and I got
she
a lot of...
She called my dad directly, I think.
I got a lot of calls from her. After that I went to play football and I came back in the evening and then I saw a lot of missed calls.
Even during that time time my dad didn't shout at me, or my dad didn't, show the anger on me. He just told me that Dan's parents called and they were speaking like this. They were kind of threatening and all that, and they were trying to they were asking me to lock you up and all that. This is not the way we brought you up, even though you were a girl child. So what's happening, and what's with Dan's parents? What about his background, and what's all this? So I got so pissed off that all this happened without my knowledge. So I called him and I started showing my anger on him.
Then I had to ask my mom, did she do something like that? And she said, yes, I have to take control of the situation. Otherwise, I'm going to lose you to someone else. And you'll never lose me. And I'm always your son, and I'm never going to go anywhere else. I tried to reassure her. I tried to reassure my mom. And
he was caught between both of us.
Yeah, and nobody was concerned about my feelings. So I was completely crushed at that time, and it was a serious damage.
Yeah, after that there were repeated phone calls from his mom, and once she started threatening us, and she started to say that you have to lock your girl up, and she's the one who's causing all this. She's the one who has changed my son's mind and all that. My dad also lost it, and he also told a few things about you have to keep your boy with you and something like that. We were not involved in the conversation or in the phone call. We came to know about this only from our parents, right? So both of them had a very heated conversation over the phone, and everything went haywire.
Oh, that was a tough time.
I know.
We didn't expect our relationship to come to this low.
And they haven't even met. That's the worst part. They haven't even met, and over the phone calls itself, it was going worse.
So we said, no more phone calls. Let's meet. Let's all meet together. Let's talk about it. Let's come to a decision and all that. So I asked my parents to come, and we traveled to Chennai, and then we went to meet her parents in Pallavaram at a restaurant. So we just met and spoke few lines. So my mother that day was really weird. We were sitting opposite each other, and her family on one side, and three of us on the other side. And my mother said, let's cut all this. Fatima, you come, baby, you come off with us, and once you get converted, we marry you to Danny. And
was that the first time I was meeting your parents?
First time she was meeting, and with
I
her
wore a black sari. Ponnu Pakra scene Madri, I wore a black sari, and
her parents were totally shocked because my mother just said, come, let's go.
I know.
She wanted to just
she
take
said,
Fatima.
come with us, we'll go and we'll get converted and we'll get married. I was like, what?
Then Fatima was shocked. She just said no, auntie, I can't leave my parents. And then my mother's like, why? What is the problem? Then you forget her, you forget him. And I said,
she was in such a rush. She was like, I'll do everything for you. I'll take care of the marriage. I'll take care of everything. You can come with us. You can stay in my house. When Dan goes sailing, you can stay with us. And you just have to get she took it so easy. She was just saying it, so easily that you just have to get converted. I'll take care of everything. But that was not the case.
Yeah, then my father was also there, and her father also. They hardly spoke anything.
They didn't speak anything. Only his mom was speaking the entire. We were all in a shock. We were like, what?
I didn't expect this, but I don't know what was running through her mind. Then suddenly she had a low sugar, she needed something to eat. She was walking around the place, and she took some sweets like cookies or something.
His mom, not me.
Yeah, my mom did all that.
Yeah, she ordered fried ice cream. So we were all still in a state of shock. We didn't order anything yet. Suddenly she called the server and she ordered a fried ice cream and she started eating.
So she was eating alone, and then she actually needed some time to settle down. In the meantime, our parents tried to talk, but it was not working out because my mom was completely upset, and she came in between and she said, come, let's go. And this is not working out, this is not happening. So maybe if
we were 6 of us, we went to the restaurant and we didn't order anything. The restaurant was almost empty. So the manager, the servers, they were all staring at us, waiting for us to at least give some order, but we were a heated conversation was already going on. We were really not in the state of mind to order any food, and she just had the fried ice cream and she got really upset that I was not going with her. I don't know what she expected, and she like suddenly pushed the plate, threw the plate, she created a scene there, and everybody got up from the table.
So we left that day, and
Yeah, it was so embarrassing.
didn't know what to do then.
Yeah.
But I told her.
Even the manager, the other people came running towards us and they were like, "What's the problem? What's the problem? Do you need any help?" and all that. We said, sorry. This is a family problem. We just came here to sort it out. We are really sorry. We are leaving." And we just left the place abruptly. I feel so bad and so embarrassing. It was.
Well, that's not the
Okay,
worst.
one of you asked me in the community post, what was the most embarrassing thing that Danton has done to you, right? So this is one of the most embarrassing things that he
Yeah,
has done.
The verse is yet to come, guys. And
Oh no!
Hold on. Okay, so after that day, I had to do a lot of convincing. I was really.
Yeah, so after that day, the relationship that we had was no more romantic and like
It was all serious now.
it was all serious.
Decisions had to be made and things had to be done. I had to save this from getting worse. At the same time, my parents were so heartbroken and she was so embarrassed in front of her parents. I had to convince them. So my parents left from Chennai. I said, I'm going to stay here. I need to mend few things. So they said, do whatever you want. Your parents are dead for you and all that. There's a lot of emotional this thing much. My mother does, because she's so scared that she'll lose me. I don't know why she feels like that way, but if I'm a parent of that age, maybe I would understand. But for now, I still don't understand why she thinks that she'll ever lose me. But anyway,
She was just so vigorous. She was just, so out of control. So that was the problem.
so after that, I went for a last final visit with her family, and we decided to move ahead. Because parents, we tried everything. We tried informing our parents. We tried doing everything, but still it's not working. Parents have met, even that did not work.
Yeah, and by this time my parents became really concerned because they did a background check about him and they had already spoken to him so many times, and they were very happy with the way he presented himself, and they were very happy with him except for the religion part. So they had no doubts about the boy, but now they got all the doubts about the boy and his family, and they started to think, how am I going to go there and live after marriage when his parents are not so supportive and they are so vigorous and all that? How is it going to turn out to be? So my parents were really concerned, and because of this parent meet and because of all that happened, my parents do not really show the interest that they were showing before. So they also started to pressurize me, saying that I don't think this is going to work out, and they are not even willing to talk, they are not even willing to communicate. So this is not going to work out and all that.
So after that meeting, it was time for me to go sailing again, and we decided, myself and Fatima alone, we decided that we'll keep the engagement the next time I come back, because
because the situation was worse. My parents and his parents have already become enemies.
Oh, no.
So we had no hope that we could continue like this. We thought this would really bring our relationship to an end. So we thought, okay, let's at least do the engagement so that there will be some
they'll consider it to be serious.
Yeah, they'll consider, and later with our parents' approval, we can have the wedding whenever it's possible. But let's at least do the engagement now. So that was our plan.
Okay, and I went home again one last time before I could go sailing again. So I went home and I tried to tell my parents, see, I'm going forward with this. I'm going to get married to her, and I'll go sailing, I'll come back and I'll change things around. I'm getting serious with this girl and I really wish y'all can support me. But then they stopped talking to me for a long time and they were very
Was
upset.
this before your birthday? This time you went to Andhra was just before your
It was in
birthday?
Jan this happened.
Jan, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I went sailing. I had a good sailing and I came back. And as usual, I landed there. I gave her some stuff and then I came back to Andhra. And we planned this. We were speaking over the phone while we were sailing and all that. We decided to go ahead with the engagement. So what we did, I told my parents, see, I'm going to arrange few things and I'm going to get engaged to her. because I want to take it forward. So my parents were very upset. Guy, nothing is changing him,
Yeah.
and he's still sticking to the same girl, and he's not getting diverted. Why is he
They
doing
thought if he goes sailing and when he comes back, maybe he'll change his mind. They thought somehow they can change his mind, but he was so adamant. He would not, give up on me for anything.
She will not give up on me for anything. So that is also there. Without her support, I don't think we would have reached the stage. She was always there. Despite all that, despite my parents shouting at her parents and all that, she stuck along. She's like, no, I'm not going to marry his parents. I'm going to marry him, and I know who he is. And thank God she had that.
I had so much of belief in him. Even though his parents did not accept, I was continuously telling my parents that he will still stand by me, and though his parents refuse to, accept me, or even if they create any problem, he'll still stand by me. So I'll always have his support. This is what I was telling my parents. So my parents also couldn't say anything, and I told them the engagement plan, that we are planning to get engaged and all that, and my
Parents were like, oh my god, they're taking it to the next level.
And my dad didn't say anything. He was like, okay, fine. He asked about his parents. What about them? Will they come for the engagement, or will they create any problem? I said, they will come for the engagement. They might come for the engagement. I don't think they'll create any problem. So let's go ahead. So he also said, okay. And we started with the engagement preparation.
Then the most important thing before we could start was to find the perfect ring. And that we'll tell you in the next video, guys. So all the engagement part and a big surprise coming up for you guys, and we'll show you the special ring that we got for the engagement.